So your book is about the real Casablanca during World War II. So I'm just going to ask you to sort of separate fact from fiction for us a little bit and tell us what the movie gets right, and tell us some of the ways in which it is off base historically.
I'll try not to crush too many of them. So Casablanca in July 1940, became a major way station for refugees after the fall of France. And in fact, in the summer of 1940, there were 200 ships off the port of Casablanca carrying refugees who had sort of fled France, caught a ship from Marseille, and then took the trip around Straits of Gibraltar in the hopes that they would be able to get across the Atlantic. Once they got to Casablanca, they waited, and they waited, and they waited. Many of them would not get out. For a lot of them, it's one of the things the movie does really well is talk about the different ways that refugees try and get out. It's particularly, there's a scene where the guy who doesn't have his papers is chased down by the police. That did happen. If you ran out of money and you were considered to be a charge on the city in Casablanca, you were rounded up and you were put in an internment camp. And in the fall of 1940, internment camps opened in French Morocco, and the French administration began dumping refugees into them. So, all right, get out of Casablanca. I am going to crush your dreams a little bit here. You could not get a midnight flight to Lisbon. The airport, one of the things that in the movie, it looks like the airport is right downtown. In fact, it was about 5 miles outside of the city. There were no night flights. There were, however, 3 flights a week to Tangier, sometimes. But most of the time, what refugees would do if they couldn't get a ship out of Casablanca, which was increasingly the case as the war went on, they would take the train to Tangier, which is about a 5-hour trip north. Then they would take a plane to Lisbon, and then they would try and get across the Atlantic from there.